We welcome you. My name is Jane Arsenault from PO Partners, and I'm here on behalf of the Warwick 13. This is a very nice evening that we're going to have together. We are going to learn about this new, very innovative organization that has come together here in Warwick. Warwick 13 is made up of a network of human service providers, and those include the Boys and Girls Clubs of Warwick, the Rhode Island Mentoring Partnership, Child Inc., Cornerstone Adult Services, the Elizabeth Buckham Chase Center, in which we are here to this evening, House of Hope Community Development Corporation, the J. Arthur Trudeau Memorial Center, the Kent Center for Human and Organizational Development, the Kent County YMCA, Bridgemark Incorporated, the Ocean State Center for Independent Living, Rhode Island Family Shelter, and West Bay Community Action. You might ask, why now? Why has this happened in this environment? Actually, this group of executive directors have been meeting off and on since the 1980s. Not very many people know that. But at this point, we have such significant reductions in state funding impacting both individuals and organizations. Those cuts are impacting municipal budgets and therefore municipal contributions to nonprofit organizations. So there is increasing competition for what amounts to a shrinking pool of donated dollars to support the work of these agencies, and there is, because of the recession, increased demand from consumers who've been impacted by job loss. So we have kind of the worst of all possible scenarios with increasing demand and a reduction in resources. The vision of this group of executive directors is that consumers of health and human services in Warwick and surrounding communities will have access to comprehensive, efficient supports that will more effectively meet their needs. I was recently asked a question as to why this was innovative. Why is this something that's different? And I think it's different and innovative for several different reasons. One is that we are talking about bringing together organizations from very different disciplines. A community action agency is a very different entity than a mental health center, than a boys club. We have a span of services here that most communities have, but very few have them working closely together. It's much more likely that the mental health centers work with other mental health centers or boys clubs with other boys clubs. This is a very unusual situation where we have this many organizations around the same table trying to coordinate services on behalf of consumers. Their mission is to build a high-quality, consumer-centered, coordinated human system of care. They have very strong values. They want to recognize and value the distinct competencies inherent in each organization. They want to work consistently to create win-win situations for each other. They believe that the inherent worth of all individuals coming through their doors will inform the delivery of services, and they agree that everyone is entitled to be treated with dignity and respect at all times. As we've looked at some of the obstacles to having these organizations work more effectively together, what we've seen is that there are certainly program and operational redundancies. In all, these organizations currently provide about 160 separate programs to serve the people of Warwick. In examining those programs, we saw very early on that crisis intervention is the dominant or majority of the programs that are offered. And so we have this situation where we can bring people out of a crisis, but we don't actually help them enough to stabilize and have them have productive lives. So we have people who are in a kind of constant cycle of crisis. And part of what this group is trying to do is to stop dealing with these kind of difficult, multi-problem families and individuals, to really intervene in that cycle of crisis and to help them reach a point of sustainable, productive lives. They want to create a system that has essentially no wrong door, or a kind of universal intake. And you'll see around the room doors that represent each of their organizations. So that if you end up in any one of these organizations, eventually you should be able to access and be helped to understand the services that are available in all of the others. So essentially this group of CEOs is determined to use the current funding crisis not to kind of hunker down and do less for the community, but to actually improve services for consumers. So far, what we've done is analyze how funds are currently spent across the 13 agencies, and they've identified some possible ways that they can work together around food service, transportation, and buildings and grounds. It's kind of interesting. We have a work group working on this right now, and these organizations own together about 88 vehicles and manage 39 separate buildings. So there's quite a lot to support and manage and take care of. We've constructed a matrix of all their programs, and that currently is available from any computer, anywhere, anytime. It's all online, and it's going to be updated on a monthly basis. What we do know is that the system is difficult to navigate for consumers, and our scenario this evening, we'll do a little vignette for you, should bring home, I think, to everyone in the room what some of those difficulties are. So with that as introduction, what I would like to do is to introduce our players this evening. This is Mary Murphy, also known as Island Barber from the YMCA. Let's begin.
Let me say a little disclaimer. We're CEOs, not actors. And we put together this dramatization to illustrate a point. We are all much more compassionate than we may come across in this very simple dramatization. But it does, I think, dramatically illustrate the type of problem consumers may encounter. But please don't judge us on the harshness of the dramatization. We're really more compassionate than that. But it gets the point across. So.
Welcome to Rhode Island Family Shelter.
Thank you.
How can I help you?
Well, I'm not even sure. I don't even know if I'm in the right place. I don't have a home. I don't even know what to do. My husband, who's bipolar, has stopped taking his medication. He's lost his job. I'm responsible for him, my 3 children, my 83-year-old mother who has dementia, and I don't know where to go. We have no income. He's lost his job. I have nowhere to live. I don't know what to do.
We certainly will try to help you. Can you tell me first your name?
Yes, Mary Murphy.
Mary, I'm Janice. I'm going to have to ask you several questions, I'm afraid.
Okay.
Can I
will it take long? My kids are...
We'll try to do this as fast as we
Okay.
can. Could you give me your date of birth, please?
3/26/1964.
And who is currently living with you?
My mother, my 83-year-old mother, my husband, and my 3 children.
And could I have the children's ages, please?
Yes, 3, 6, and Brennan 7.
And what kind of an income do you have right now?
None.
None.
My husband was working. He just refuses to take his medication. He thinks he doesn't need it. Lost his job. We have nothing.
So can you tell me just a quick recap of the problems again?
Okay. Well, my 83-year-old mother lives with me. I am responsible for her. She has dementia, so I am responsible for her well-being as well as a roof over her head. My husband, my wonderful husband, has bipolar and refuses to take his medication, so he has lost his job. My 3 children, 7, 6, and the baby who's 3. Acting out, of course. They see what's happening. They're beginning to act out. I am at my wit's end. I just don't know where to turn.
I understand, and I know that we can help you with shelter and your basic necessities, Mary, but I am going to have to refer you to another agency for further help, and I'm going to suggest to you West Bay Community Action Program. They are located in Warwick. However, are you able to use your car?
I don't have a car.
You don't have a car.
It was hard
Okay.
enough to get here. Does the bus go? And I'm not even sure I can take the bus, but can you do some of this for me?
Well, we don't provide transportation. I can tell you how to get there, but that's about all I can do at this point.
Okay.
Unfortunately, you're going to have to go back to Providence first to get to this agency in Warwick. So if you take the bus at the end of the street,
So what are you going to do for me now?
we'll provide you shelter, basic necessities, and supportive services.
Okay.
Okay? So if you take the bus at the end of the street and go to Providence, and then look for another bus that says West Shore Road.
Okay, try it.
Okay. Thank you, Mary.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, can I help you?
Yes, I was sent here, I don't even know where to start. I was sent here by Rhode Island Family Shelter, and we're a wreck. I'm a wreck, my family's a wreck, and I'm told you could help.
Okay. Well, first of all, I'm going to need to take a little bit of information from you. I'm Jean.
Hi, Jean.
And,
Jean, will this take long? Because I left my children, my husband,
Okay.
my mother,
Well-
all at the shelter.
Okay, we'll do this as quickly as possible,
Okay.
but the kinds of programs that we provide here require a lot of information, so I apologize for that, but
Okay,
it
I
is a
did give
necessity.
them a lot of information. I'm
I
sure you
know.
could get information
Well-
from them. You don't understand. I have no time. I left my children with my husband and my mother in the shelter. My husband, who is bipolar and refuses his medication, and my 83-year-old mother, who has dementia, are watching my children right now.
Okay, let's get through this very quickly.
Okay.
What is your name, please?
Mary Murphy.
Mary Murphy. And what is your address?
The shelter.
Okay.
I don't have
Where are
home.
you coming from? Where were you before
I
the
was
shelter?
on Centerville Road in Warwick.
Warwick.
My husband was working, refused to take his medication, has lost his job. Now we have no income whatsoever.
Can you give me your date of birth
3/26/64.
and your social security number?
I can't remember it right now, and where am I even gonna find it? Oh, God, I don't, not right now, no,
Okay.
no.
And who is living with you again?
My 83-year-old mother, who, if I didn't already mention, has dementia, and I am responsible for her well-being as well as keeping a roof over her head. My husband, who is bipolar and has refused his medication, and our 3 children, Brenna, who's 7, Finn, who's 6, and Kate, who is 3.
Okay, and what is your income
Is this
again?
going to take much longer?
No, it's not. And what is your family income again?
We have no
You
income
have no
right now.
income.
I have nothing.
Are
I
you
have
eligible for
nothing.
unemployment? Is your husband eligible for unemployment?
I have no idea. I don't know that, and I don't think he would know that. We don't know what to do.
We have a variety of programs here, and what we will do is we will begin to process applications for you. We can provide rental assistance so that when we find a place for you to live, we can provide rental assistance to get you back into your own apartment. Have you ever received food stamps?
Yeah, a few years ago,
Okay.
yes.
So we will also put an application in for you with the food stamp office, and when you return to us, because you will need to bring the social security numbers of your children and your social security
I don't know
number.
that I can even find that information. I just don't know.
Okay. Well, I would ask you to see if you can find it.
Okay.
And I think that we can provide you with a lot of emergency and crisis support, but we're not able to assist you with the needs of your mother.
Okay.
Therefore, I think that we need to refer you to the Cornerstone Adult Services Agency.
Are they close? Because
They're on Warwick Neck, in Warwick, and they are close.
I have
do
no way to
car.
get there. I do not have
They-
a car.
they-
Bus line,
I'm
will that
sorry.
work?
They are on a bus line, and if you go out this door, and right across the street from when you get off the bus, there is a bus stop,
You
and
make
that
it
will
sound
take
simple,
you.
and it isn't.
I'm so sorry.
I'm asking you to understand, it isn't.
I do
Is there
understand.
any way to take care of this paperwork and get this referral while I'm standing
Well,
right here?
we will begin the process. We will begin filling out the applications to the extent that we can.
But I have to go there to continue. That's basically what you're telling me.
I'm sorry, to go where? You need to go to the adult day services because we're not able here to assess the specific needs of your mother, and they are expert in that area.
Okay, and the name of that place again?
It's the Cornerstone Adult Day Services. It's on Warwick Neck Avenue
Okay,
in Warwick.
okay,
And we
okay,
will call
okay.
you as soon as our
Yeah,
application's
I don't even know if I'm going to get there, to be quite frank with you. Thank you for your help. I don't even know if I can get there. Thank you. Thank you.
Can I help you?
I hope you can help me. I was sent here by
My
West
name
Bay.
is Roberta. What is
Hi,
your name?
Roberta. Mary
Hi,
Murphy.
Mary.
Hi. Where do I even begin? I was sent here by West Bay Community Action Plan. I can't even remember now what they said you could help with.
Mhm.
I've got more problems in my family right now. I don't know where to turn. All I know is everywhere I go, I have to repeat the same information, I have to fill out the same paperwork, and they tell me I need to go somewhere else on top of that. I am at my wit's end.
That's pretty frustrating, isn't it? Well, let me just check that. I need a little bit of information before we get started. Your name again was Mary?
Mary Murphy, yes.
And what?
I just need to ask how long this is going to take, because I'm in a shelter right now. My children are there, being watched by my husband, who's bipolar and won't take his medication, and my 83-year-old mother, who has dementia. I'm worried sick over that. So
We'll make this quick.
Okay,
And I think
okay.
why West Bay referred you to Cornerstone is because we can help with your mom. And your mother is 83 years
My
old?
mother is 83 and out of it,
Okay.
out of it.
So she has some form of dementia.
Yes, absolutely.
At Cornerstone, we can provide a day program where she can come during the day and then go back to your home at night.
Okay.
So.
Back to the shelter with me.
Okay.
That's
Well, you're there temporarily.
absolutely, absolutely.
So we'll be able to provide that and help you in that arena, but I need a little more information. So your address right now is the
shelter.
The shelter, the Warwick
Mhm.
shelter, okay. And your date of birth?
3/26/1964, same as it was when I answered the questions everywhere
I
else.
know, this is so frustrating.
I'm sorry, I just,
You're tired, I can see that. And who lives with you again? Your mother? You talked about
okay,
your.
let me say this again. I have 3 children. The baby who's 3, Finn who's 6, Brenna who's 7. My husband is with us now, who is bipolar, refuses his medication. Did I mention that part to you? Lost his job over it.
Oh,
And my mother, who's 83 and really doesn't even recognize me many
that's
times.
so hard. And you have your hands full.
Yeah.
Okay, so 3, 6, and 7.
Correct.
And in terms of income, what kind of income do you have right now?
He's lost it all.
Okay.
We have nothing. We have nothing.
And I just want to reiterate again, the situation is you have your mom who has dementia.
Yes.
You've lost your home,
Yes.
you're living in the shelter.
Yes.
And your husband
Lost his
lost
job.
his job.
Bipolar. Refuses his medication. Thinks he doesn't need it.
Mhm.
The children are starting to act out. I don't know how much longer I can take it. I just don't know.
I understand. So West Bay can help you with some of those needs for housing?
Supposedly, I have to find all this information that I don't know where it is, and then I have to call them back, and it's all just very confusing to me, and I just don't know.
But in terms of your husband, it sounds like he's not taking his medication, maybe he needs to have an evaluation done? So I
Can
would
you
like
do
to.
that?
We don't
Can
do
you do
that,
that?
we don't do that here, I'm sorry. But we can refer you to the Kent Center. And there,
You don't
Mhm.
know how many places I've been in the last few days. You don't know how difficult
I'm so
this
sorry.
journey is. I don't have a car, I'm relying on
On
buses.
public
I'm not even sure I can get on the bus.
Mhm.
I'm leaving my kids again in that same pathetic situation.
I'm
Okay, I'm sorry, go ahead, go ahead.
The Kent Center is on Post Road in the Greenwood section of Warwick. So we're both on the bus line,
Okay.
and if you take the bus there, you'll be able to get some help. I know they'll be
Yeah,
able to
me,
help.
my husband, my mother, my 3 kids, all on the bus to another place.
Mary, we'll look forward to helping you with your mom, and I'm really
Okay.
sorry.
I'm sorry too, I don't mean to be so,
I understand.
so rude, I'm just.
You're at your wit's end.
I am, thank you.
Hi, welcome to the Kemp Center.
Hi.
How can I help you?
Gosh, I don't even know anymore. I was sent here by Cornerstone Adult Services I have been so many places that I can't even tell you exactly why I was sent here. All I know is I'm in crisis, my family is in crisis, I don't know where to turn. I keep getting sent from one place to another. I don't know. My mother has dementia. I think that Cornerstone is going to help her. I don't know.
That would make sense.
My husband is bipolar and won't take his medication. I have 3 children, 3, 6, and 7. I'm responsible for everybody. We don't have a roof over our heads right now.
Wow.
We're in the shelter.
That's a lot.
Help. What can we do?
Well, we certainly are able to help with your husband's situation with
My
bipolar.
husband.
And it sounds like the whole family's under some stress, and that's
It's
something
brutal.
we can
The
do.
kids are acting out. It's brutal. It's
Mary, I'm
brutal.
glad you came here. I think we can help you.
I can't take it. I am
My name's
filled.
David, and let's see what we can do to get you some help. First, I got to ask you a few basic questions.
Oh, God.
Your name again
Okay.
is Mary?
Mary Murphy. I need to just stop you here for
Sure.
a second. And I hope you won't take this the wrong way, but I don't want to stand here and answer the same questions that I've answered again and again and again.
Sure.
I have left my children in the shelter right now under the guidance of my husband, who won't take his medication, and my 83-year-old mother with dementia. I can't spend more time telling the same story.
Well, let's be quick, because I have to get this basic information in order to open
Okay.
your case.
Okay.
And, you know, I know that's frustrating, but I really have to.
I can't have any of these other agencies just send it to you?
No, I'm afraid we can't
Okay,
do that.
okay,
So let me
okay,
just
okay.
quickly get through this. Your address
Okay.
right now, you're living at the shelter,
At
right?
the shelter.
And your date of birth, Mary?
3/26/64.
And you're living with your husband, who's how old?
My husband is 43,
And he has bipolar illness.
Yes.
And your mom was 83.
83.
And then you have
with
three
dementia.
3 children, and their ages are?
Yes, 3, 6, and Granite is 7.
You guys get the picture. So that's the picture we want to communicate. And that's how the system, at its worst now, functions for consumers. So when we fulfill our dream, let's show you what happens then. Hi.
Hi.
We're the Warwick 13.
and we're here to help you.
And our hope is you come through the door of the Warwick 13, there's no wrong door. You come through the door of any of our agencies, and all the information can be available then for the consumer, no matter what door they walk through. So if they walk into the Boys and Girls Club, or the YMCA, or West Bay Community Action, or Cornerstone, they're going to be able to get their housing issues addressed, their mental health issues addressed, all the needs that were expressed so articulately by Mary. And we hope to have an integrated database, a computer system that communicates all the appropriate paperwork and forms, so you don't have to go all these different places. So I think that's a huge challenge, but it's one we're up to. We're very excited by it. And with the help and support of the boards of directors of these agencies, I'm sure we'll be successful in accomplishing that. So thanks very much.